Version 77 here today to talk about a certain Pokemon in the Pokebilities metagame. And it's not an offensive Pokemon, it is one of the most used Pokemon in every OU generation since Gen 6, and for damn good reason. But in Pokebilities, it is the most powerful it's ever been. And that Pokemon is this little thing right here, known as Clefable. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you guys know why Clefable is so good normally. Fairy type, obviously one of the best types in the game. I would say the best. Like, it is just so good. Let me put this into perspective. Fairy type was brought in because dragons were so overpowered at the time. Well, dragons were so overpowered in Gens 4 and 5 since Steel was the only resist dragon. And most dragons had extremely high attack or special attack stats to the point where they only needed neutral damage in order to hit hard. So, as a result, something had to be done. Also, in Gen 5, there was a huge influx of extremely powerful fighting types. Some of the best fighting types that we've seen in the game. So, Fairy in Gen 6 was brought in to counter two of the best types. One of them that's been best type for multiple generations, and the other that has been that was at the time an up and coming typing. But then we had the little pink colored blemishes on for the secondary types of Pokemon. Now, okay, you look at a lot of these Pokemon and see, oh, they're not that. A lot of them aren't that good. Gramble, Dedenne, Carbink, Mr. Mime, fucking Wigglytuff. Then you scroll up a bit higher. Whimsicott. It may not be the best, but it can be extremely annoying. Comfey, Mega Audino, some of the most defining Pokemon in their tiers. Slurpuff, like, it isn't really amazing, but it definitely has a really good niche. Ribombee, Florges, Mega Altaria, fucking Mimikyu, Sylveon, Togekiss, Primarina. Klefki is the main reason that Swagger even got banned back at the beginning of Gen 6 because Thunderwave Swagger with Prankster was just so overpowered. You have Alolan Ninetales, one of the better weather setters in the game because it's able to do a lot to dragons while being immune to their dragon type moves, setting up Hail so it can get a free Blizzard or a free double screen. Then you have Mega Gardevoir, the Tapus, Mega Mawile, Magearna, Mega Diancie, Clefable, Azumarill. Like, the Fairy type was undeniably one of the strongest types in the game, both offensively and defensively. So, why Clefable specifically? When you see all these fairy types with amazing stats, Azumarill's huge power makes its attack stat base 100. It has base 80 defenses, so it's a huge offensive threat, especially because it gets Belly Drum, or you can just use a Choice Band. So, huge offensive threat that you can get a lot off of. Mega Diancie, extremely defensive, extremely offensively potent as well, very fast, and it has Magic Bounce. Magearna and Mega Mawile, some of the best typings in the game with some of the best stats in the game. Mega Mawile even has huge power to buff its already really good 105 base attack stat to an insane level. So, why was Clefable so good? Because of its abilities. Magikarp and Unaware. Magic Guard makes it to where it doesn't take any damage from moves that are not directly attacks. Like, it won't take damage from something like Flamethrower or Close Combat, even though it's not going to be much from Close Combat, likely. But it will not take damage from Poison, it will not take damage from Burn, it will not take damage from hazards like Stealth Rock or Spikes. So that is already amazing. And as a result, people started running some setup Pokemon to counter it. Like if you switched in a Clefable on a Swords Dancing Garchomp that would normally OHKO it with an Earthquake after Swords Dance, you had Unaware, which ignores the other Pokemon's stat raises and your stat drops, but it does not ignore your stat raises and their stat drops. The only ones that ignores are speed rises and speed drops, which is really good. Like imagine the Garchomp using Earthquake, it would normally OHKO, but when you switch in and it uses a Swords Dance and it thinks your Magic Guard, the Earthquake only does around 70%, you Ice Beam and you get a free KO on a Garchomp that was set up to +2 with Swords Dance. So, both of these abilities, really amazing. And the Pokebilities metagame, where every Pokemon has every single one of its abilities, makes Clefable undeniably the best Pokemon in the metagame. Cute Charm is also an ability it has, and while I'm going to be talking about how this benefits it the least out of all abilities, it's still a really good, it's a really good ability if the situations are right. Like, of course, it's very situational, but at the same time, if you can get it when it's needed, it is really beneficial. Now, Q-Charm, kind of like Scald in a way, except it's not an attacking move, and it's only if the Pokemon is opposite gender and makes direct contact. Like, if a Pokemon uses Flamethrower, it will not be affected by Cute Charm. If a Pokemon that's female uses Close Combat on a female Clefable, it will not be affected by Cute Charm. But it is a 30% chance to make the Pokemon unable to move. So it's like Iron Head or Air Slash, but you get to use an attack as well that has a chance of doing even more. And so what pushes Clefable to be the best Pokemon in the meta, other than these 3 abilities combined, 2 of them being some of the best in the game and 1 being pretty niche? Well, part of that is its move pool. Now, look at some of the moves that Clefable gets. Wish, Toxic, Trick, Thunder Wave, Stealth Rock, Substitute, Soft Boiled, Seismic Toss, Moonlight, Knockoff, the elemental moves, Heal Bell, Healing Wish, Encore, Calm Mind, Counter. Now, the move pool of Clefable was already very good, but in most situations, sorry, did not mean to do that. In most situations, when you're not running a Calm Mind or Belly Drum Clefable, which Belly Drum is already very niche as it is, but in situations where you're not running those moves, it is very. In situations where you're not running Calm Mind, it is very unlikely you will be using more than 2 attacking moves. Because Clefable best works as a stall Pokemon, especially in Pokebilities. With both Magic Guard and Unaware, Clefable is downright one of the most frustrating Pokemon in the meta if you know how to properly use it. The set that I like using is Cosmic Power, Toxic, Soft Boiled, and Moonblast. Now, you may be thinking, why is this set so good? I mean, it has cosmic power. Not that good of a move, right? Until you realize that it buffs both the special defense and the defense, and if the opposing Pokemon raises one of their attacking stats, you have buffed defenses, but they do not have buffed attacks, which makes it really insane. Like, if you want to know exactly how good this is, I have beaten Pokemon like I have beaten Toxapex in Star Wars. I've beaten Ferrothorn in Star Wars. And even when I'm running Stored Power instead of Moonblast, I've beaten dark types like Scrafty in stall battles. One of the only reliable counters to this thing is Alola Marowak, because it does so much damage to it. Like, even a full Fizzdeath, full HP Clef is still going to die in one hit from a Flare Blitz if it has a Cosmic Power up 2 hits. Like, that's the main reason why Alola Marowak is one of the best Pokemon, because not only does it counter a lot of other Pokemon in the meta, it also counters the best Pokemon in the meta. Of course, you don't have to use Cosmic Power. You can use something like Calm Mind and Calm Mind to attack Soft Boiled, but like, this is the set that I've easily had the most success with, because it allows it to counter so much. I've won Stall Wars to so many Pokemon just because of this. And I'm not gonna act like it doesn't have any counters. I'm not gonna act like, or I shouldn't say counters, I'm not gonna act like it doesn't have any checks. There are some Pokemon. Like, if a Clefable switches in on a Hawlucha that's already used its item and used a Sword Stance, Mold Breaker makes Unaware not do anything. So it will have +2 attack, and then if it acrobatics, Clefable is likely dead. But Hawlucha is not seen very much in Pokebilities. A lot of the Pokemon that are checks are either weak to one of Clefable's moves, so they're not very reliable checks unless Clefable switches in on them, like Hawlucha, or they are just very mediocre or niche Pokemon in Pokebilities, like Scizor. It has Technician, Swarm, and Technician, Swarm, and Light Metal. Technician is amazing ability. Swarm is an okay ability. Light Metal, it's okay. But overall, it's still not going to get that much usage. It's a good Pokemon, but it doesn't really fit Pokebilities that well. And one of the few Pokemon that I have seen, like, it will always either kill Clefable or put it in revenge kill range, is Staraptor. And I've never faced up against a Clefable that has a Cosmic Power up instead of a Calm Mind. So I don't know if it's even a check to a Clefable that has one or more Cosmic Powers set up. Clefable is that defining in the Pokebilities metagame. It has, from what I've seen, the highest usage of any Pokemon in the Pokebilities metagame, for really good reason. It's the same reason why it gets so much usage in Gen 6 through 8. Because it does just that much. It is that powerful. And as a result, some people resort to more niche Pokemon to deal with it. And that is something that really goes to show how powerful a Pokemon is in a metagame, where someone has to resort to niche picks to counter the most powerful Pokemon in a metagame, which personally is why I'd say Clefable may be ban-worthy in Pokebilities. I'm not sure if it is, but I think it should at least be suspect tested to see, okay, is this Pokemon too powerful? If it is, to see, hey, is this Pokemon too powerful? And if the answer is yes, then ban it. If the answer is no, then it should be fine. But at the end of the day, Clefable, like, it's just an amazing Pokemon in Pokebilities. There's nothing much else to say. It gets the most usage out of any Pokemon in the meta for good reason. I'm not going to act like it doesn't. So just be wary of this thing. And know how to fight it. Anyways, guys, this has been Tough Lotion 787. I'm out of house. Bye.